Hey guys, today I'm going to install the Alpha One drive back on my boat. Go through a couple of things, and hopefully this will help somebody in the future. So I've taken out the old O-ring right here and replaced one, so I won't be doing that on film, and the water pump, the O-ring here. I have a picture of the two in the pack so you can see them, but they're basically, it's glued around the outside and the back side to hold it in place, and then a little bit of lube after it's in there to let the drive unit slide past it. I'll be putting an alignment tool in there and lining everything up. It should slide in and out good, and it'll also let me know if everything's lined up, around where the drive's going to go in, so it's pretty much centered. The important thing is when you take this out, the boat is in drive, and that will give this shaft right here will be forward, and I'll show you the out drive in a second, how it corresponds. It'll take that. One other thing to mention is with the new seals that were put in the water pump in the lower unit when it was serviced, this was the old one right here. So that changed. So I just cut the hose off, as made it as long as I possibly could. Put the new one on, and the zip tie that will have to be plugged in. That's for the Speedo. Basically, other than that, I will go over to the drive here for a second and show you how this is right here, right down where my finger is. That is in drive right now. That was the way it was taken off the boat. When that's in drive, it will go into where I showed you earlier, where it has to be in drive on the on the bell housing. When that's in drive, this prop will be locked in it's locked when you go counterclockwise, it's in drive. Right now you can spin that. I'll spin it later with the prop on. I can't turn it by hand because turning the water pump and everything else. So we'll get back to you in a second here when I slide the alignment tool in, and then we'll hang the drive on there. All right. Okay guys, I was telling you how I was going to put the alignment tool in, and we'll check for being centered. And by the way, this is a really good time to find out if everything's in alignment. This should slide in real easy like that. That's locked in all the way, and it's greased up a little. When it comes out, you'll see little reveal marks on how it came out with the grease. You can tell, but what I'm looking for right now is see how everything's centered around this. So when I put the drive in, it's not going to want to fight the bell housing because the gap is even all the way around. And so let's pull this back out. Yeah, see the marks here? It's a nice reveal around there all the way, and it slid in and out real easy. So I'm pretty confident that the boat is aligned good. Plus I've owned it since it was new, and there's no reason why it wouldn't be aligned. There's only 110 hours on this. So what we want to do, again, make sure we're in forward right here in gear, and we're going to want to put this guy up in here because this is going to have to all be lined up like so when it slides on. And I'm going to hang this gasket on dry, and the lower gear oil is got a check valve right there, and so when I slide the drive on, it'll automatically start supplying the lower unit with gear oil. So we're just going to hang this on. So we got our O-ring in there, cemented in, a little bit of grease to help the lower unit slide past, our water pump gaskets in, and our lower unit to bell housing gasket in on dry, double checking everything here. And then we got to remember, we got to plug in our speedometer, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, I'm going to go over here, and then you can follow me in. Okay guys, so I'm going to pick the unit up now and slide it on, and I have this measured out to where it should be about at the right height so we're just going to want to see that shaft get started in there like so. And I'm going to work this towards this, and let's see, I'm going to have to manipulate that just a little bit right there. Okay. We're going to want to make sure that forward gear has been checked. We want to make sure you're locked out here in reverse or in gear. And now we're just going to go try to start just mating this guy together right now. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Check for that. Is still engaged there. And one last time, we're locked in gear here. So we're going to go ahead while we have, I'm going to wait here a little bit. So what we're going to do now, because this is going to fight, the shaft is going to fight trying to go in. See, it's not going to want to go in. It'd be a miracle if you ever got it. So we're going to just hang the prop on here real fast. And remember, it's locked in gear, so I'm going to be able to spin the spline shaft now as I push. Should go right into place. There we go. There's your nuts. They're exposed. That's all we need. Take this off for now. And now I'm going to remember to go in and plug in my speedo cable. Snap it in place. Okay, make sure that's good. We're going to eventually torque these lower unit. They're 5/8. We're going to torque these down to 50 foot-pounds eventually, but for right now, I'm just going to hang a couple of these on there. And we're going to go in a torquing sequence, starting from inside these two. Then we're going to go cross. Then we're going to go cross, and then we'll double check it. But for right now, I'm just going to hang a couple of these on there, and I'm just going to snug them to hold the lower unit on there, and then we can move on. We will put the yeah, this is snugging right on in. Good. Put another one on down here, and we're just going to hold this unit into place with these two right now, and then I'll go around later and then I'll torque everything in sequence. Now, what will sometimes happen is these rams, if you'll notice, okay, I got this in good now. These rams, you'll notice that they're not always going to be at the same, get that back behind. These rams are not at the same, this one's shorter than the other one, so what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put the longer one in first, and then we will push the drive into position to get the other one in. So we're going to have to pick the drive up now. Set this on here, or pick the drive up and set this in on the long one. Oops. Got to put this on the right way first. We're going to pick the drive up on the long, that was the long one of the two. Slide this in. Okay, there we go. Now we got the other one coming out. And what we're going to want to do is we're actually going to want to pick the drive up to get to this other one. I'm a little too far out for that, so I'll put it back in just a little bit. And if this doesn't slide right in, we're going to simply just pick the drive up and we will let it go like that. Yeah, so this got to be manipulated by just pushing on the drive at this point, and then they'll plug in. So we're good to go now. And I just got to work this other side in a little bit here, but you get the idea. And then we'll put the other one of these in on the shaft there, and then we can put our snap rings in place, and I'll have to do the same to the back. And then we got our little covers here that'll go over the top of everything. It'll snap in. Then I'm going to put the prop on later and torque it. So again, these are going to be torqued at 50 foot-pounds, and the prop gets, I believe, the manual says like 65, 70 pounds. I did have another kit here. This is that ring I was telling you about that I put glued in on the outside and the back side and then lubed up in the water pump. The O-ring, I put just a little bit of bellows cement on the back side of that and set it on the bell housing. Now, here's the gasket kit housing for this Alpha One MerCruiser. So just in case it comes in a nice set here, this will be for future references. Well, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope that was helpful to some of you guys. We'll catch you again there. All right, thanks.